Clingy. Yeah, that's a pretty good rap name. Did you have come up with some more?
No, I think she nailed it. A little PP, little clingy.
Yeah.
All those, I think all the good ones got covered.
Yeah.
All the littles.
Little narcissistic. Yeah, I tried to claim that as my rap name for a minute. But I didn't feel like I was a lot of narcissistic. I felt like I was just a little narcissistic.
What about ones that will get you laid?
Oh, like what?
Little trust fund.
Yeah, little trust fund's good. Yeah, you have any more? And then we'll throw that question out to our listeners as well. 600 KFMA. What's a rap name starting with Lil that guarantee get you laid? Of course, you got to make it radio friendly as well. So, yeah, little trust fund. That usually works in their favor for sure. Little whelmed out. Little girthy. Little girthy is a good one. Yeah. Let's see. Little good credit score.
That's the first thing you say on a date. You want to see my credit score?
Yeah.
Every time.
Well, little good hairline. Now I guess it's just basically thinking about everything I don't have and then just putting a little on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, little Corvette.
Like, what do you mean you got a little Corvette? It's tiny.
Yeah.
It's economical.
Yeah. I mean, you can't say little Kia Soul. That's not going to get you laid. Trust me. But a little Ford F-350. There you go.
You're gonna have to meet a girl with a Kia fetish around here.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. It's just not, and that's how it is.
Put some feelers out.
Yeah, I feel like I want to, after my breakup, I kind of went through this like kind of rebounding phase. I felt like I was ready to move on because I wasn't necessarily like, things weren't great in the last year or so. So I bounced back normally and did the kind of the rebound thing, but I found out that I wasn't even ready for that, and it's kind of pulling back. And I don't even know, my whole situation with my breakup is weird because I'm fully blocked on everything. But you're friends with my ex on social media, but you won't let me see any of the posts that she's done on social media. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's toxic. It's not conducive to anything good.
Are you hearting all her posts?
Nope. Swear to God.
Is that against bro code though? Not to, if a bro says, "Hey, let me just check, make sure." Like if she moved on, then I can move on. That's gonna make it easier, right?
Sometimes the best action is inaction. So if you start making yourself on the offensive and take team sides, then that person might become stalkery and do other things to get to you.
Are you concerned about the other person involved in this situation, or
hypothetically?
Me?
I'm just saying sometimes the best action is inaction. Just don't care. Be apathetic. Don't respond to their texts. Don't do anything. Just be zen. Right.
And that's good. But what if I want to know? I just want to know for some closure. I didn't get closure, Rico. So let me ask.
I would love if the situation happened where you start texting them through my account. Like, what's this about?
No,
who's that?
I won't do that. For one little peek, should Rico let me peek at my ex's Instagram page through his account or not? 600 KFMA 605-362. I really want an opinion on this, just because again, maybe want a little bit of closure. Maybe there's still some wounds there.
Want to pay for a peek? A little Venmo for a peek?
Yeah, I mean, initially just because I was curious, I'm what's going on, and what if she's having posting this I'm happiest for that I've ever been post and stuff like that.
I have weird mutual friends with an ex of mine, and it's I never once was hey, what are they saying about me? What's going on? So
I would show you.
Weird. I don't want to put them in that spot.
I would show you if you asked me.
I wouldn't ask.
Well, are you sure you wouldn't ask?
Promise.
I actually friended your ex. I didn't even know you at the time, and I went through just so
I was in those DMs all the time, just checking on you guys.
No, not in the DMs. Let's go to the phones. Rock 102.1 KFMA. Oh, here, let me answer this. Rock 102.1 KFMA. Is it weird that I ask, or is Rico breaking bro code for not letting me just do just a tiny bit of cyber stalking, just a tiny bit? What do you say?
How long ago was the breakup?
I don't know, 5 months ago, something like that.
Then Rico is absolutely adhering to bro code. Continue what you're doing, Rico.
Thank you.
Look,
see?
I asked him a month after the fact, and he said no.
That was even more dangerous.
I don't know. I mean,
what is... emotional. You're still emotional.
What is the timeline? What do I got to wait for? A year?
5 years.
A year at minimum.
All right. Well,
but the fact that you're still thinking about checking it is the reason it shows you're not ready.
Exactly. See?
Well, I mean, if I wasn't thinking about checking it, then I wouldn't even ask. So if I am ready and I'm not even thinking about it,
I would surprise you on your birthday 5 years from now.
You would, yeah. And then you just
Hey, check this
pick
out.
that scab and be like, dude, I was ready, but I don't want to see it now. And you're like, no, see it. She
Check it
got
out.
married.
Yeah,
Look
yeah.
at that. Yeah.
7 kids.
Yeah. It was
Married, happy,
Yeah,
millionaire.
It was the guy that she was liking all his Instagram posts when you guys were still together. Huh. You were right this whole time.
Eh?
Am I revealing too much?
Exactly the point.
All right.
See, she gets it.
All right. So you're saying that Rico is adhering to bro code.
Yep.
All right.
Yeehaw.
Well, I appreciate the phone call. I
Thank
100%
you.
disagree with you, though, but I do appreciate the phone call.
I appreciate you.
Yeah. Does anyone else think Rico is adhering to the bro code? Or do you think that as a bro, and if your bro says, hey, I just want a little peek, you know what I mean? You know, like, has there been any stories and stuff that you like that
It's
you
like
came
a
across?
drug. It's like, I just want a little, just give me a little sniff.
Just a little bit. All right. Have you seen anything pop up in your timeline where you're like, oh, there she is?
No,
You
to be honest,
seen
they
it?
might have blocked me too. I don't even know. I haven't checked anything.
I don't think she did.
Okay.
You know, yeah. She was a big
I
fan.
literally,
of
it's not even in my realm of care.
yours. Okay.
But
All right. All right. Well, we'll find out. 600 KFMA, 600-5362. Well, let's hit the reset, but we'll take your phone calls here during the commercial break. Be back with more right after this. Yeah, let's get right on here. Welcome to the podcast broadcast, guys. As we're playing music, getting everything situated, I'd like to welcome in studio our guests. We've been talking about them all week. You guys know this is Dexter and The Moonrocks, and not pictured here is anyone named Dexter right off the bat. So here, I got Rico's side cam. I'll throw in there too. You got to go sideways when you do that, Rico. All right, let me introduce the band here real quick. First and foremost, we got singer and rhythm guitarist James. Good morning, James. And then we have the lead guitarist and harmonizer Ryan. Good morning, Ryan.
Good morning.
All right, and we also have bassist Ty in the background there, Ty, and a drummer. You just go by Fox?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it gets really confusing because his name's Ryan and my name's Ryan, but my
Okay.
last name is Fox.
And
And
that's
then it's-
dope.
Yeah, and it's way cooler than having two Ryans in a band. So
You
I wouldn't
know,
stand for it.
yeah,
that's funny because when I was in a band back in the day, right? Everyone in the band was named Ryan. Like, oh, and I was the
That's
only
kinda
one
cool.
not named Ryan. So, you know, I feel that pain. So yeah, we all went jocular and went with last names. So how did you guys come up with the name Dexter and the Moonrocks, and what does that mean?
Well, Dexter and the Moonrocks, we originally went by a different name, and that name was kind of Country Bumpkin.
Yeah.
And we kind of made a transition from playing super country stuff to just kind of rock music with country roots in it. And so I thought that there needed to be a name change.
Nice.
And Dexter is may or may not be some guy that I have in my basement, you know?
Yeah.
And Moonrocks is something special if you don't know what it is.
Yeah. No, actually, I do know what Moonrocks
Yeah.
is. So it is a weed reference.
Absolutely.
Nice. All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm on that same page, and I dig the style of the kind of you say Western space grunge, but it's really country grunge.
Yeah.
Really, it has that kind of like '90s aesthetic to it with a country twang, and you know a lot of great harmonies and you know just catchy hooks. So
Yeah.
I dig that. And when we get on the air here in about a minute, I'm going to reintroduce you guys. But I think one of the things I was excited most to have you on to talk about before getting a live performance, because you guys sound fantastic. I saw some of your social media points on game, your entire like way you're approaching putting yourself out there and how fast you've been able to kind of start making a name for yourself. Because with everything I could assume, it's like you started basically during pandemic, really getting music out there.
Yeah.
And it's a blueprint to aspiring bands. Like, how do you make a name for yourself in this modern world? And you can do it basically DIY style in many different ways if you do basically this formula. And we're going to talk about that formula in details. And I'm stoked about it. So here we're wrapping up Papa Roach on the FM side, and here we go. Rock on 2.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. It's the podcast broadcast. In studio, I got very special guests who are headlining tonight at Encore, along with our boys Held Out. And that is Dexter and the Moonrocks. We've been playing these guys here from Abilene, Texas, for a little bit now, ever since they popped up on our radar. So good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Morning.
Yeah, so we're going to be talking about everything that you need to know about Dexter and the Moonrocks, the show tonight. What is the country grunge western? What is the way you describe it again on your website?
Western space grunge.
Yeah.
Western space.
What
grunge.
is Western space grunge? Their approach and how they've been marketing themselves successfully online. And for all you aspiring musicians out there, this is a conversation you definitely want to hear, because I literally look. See, I stutter when I say it. That's how excited I am. I literally look at this band as a band that has the blueprint on how to market yourself successfully in a post-pandemic era. They had their first single, Couch, came out in 2021, and it already has over 11.5 million plays on Spotify. So literally out of nowhere, these guys are coming, and we're gonna showcase some of their social media posts and get ready for a live studio performance in the podcast broadcast. We'll be back with more Dexter and the Moonrocks, who's performing tonight at Club Encore after Asking Alexandria. Actually, I played that song earlier. I'll tell you what. Oh, okay. I'm gonna do 2 songs in a single song takeover. I'm gonna debut a new single that you guys haven't even released yet. Which is called Autopilot.
Yep.
You've been doing teasers on that.
Yep.
But the song that got me as a fan immediately, which hooked me, was She Likes Girls. All right. And I want to play that for everybody. So we're going to play She Likes Girls real quick. Be back with Dexter and the Moonrocks live on Rock 102.1 KFMA. Turn this up.
Heck yeah. That's dope.
Yeah.
That's
That's what I have right there. So,
yeah.
but
that's
I'm
really
not,
cool.
whoops, sorry. I have to, just because I'm on YouTube.
Mhm.
So I not pump the audio through that oral flag.
Yeah, that makes
take
sense.
down the
No, that
stream,
makes sense.
that stuff. Yeah, all the copyright stuff.
We get a lot because TikTok's been trying to push us to go to a business account, but if you become a business account, you can't use all like the fun trending sounds and stuff, and so we haven't wanted to do that because it would take away a lot of the things we can do. So I get the copyright.
Really?
Yeah. If you go to a business, because technically you're like a professional account, and so if you used it and you like tried to make ads out of your post or something like that, then you're using someone else's content to like. It's a whole thing with social media. It's such a rabbit hole that you have to go down. But
well, Fox, I feel like you know what social media is all about. I mean, you say a phrase that resonated with me. I saw one of your videos, and I'm just like, yeah, this is essentially me too. Living on the internet. You have to, in a way, if you're marketing anything, you have to live on the internet, which could also be a fucking depressing place to live, right? But if you want to figure out the algorithms, how to put yourself out there, how to promote, what you're trying to share, you have to figure out the game. And I figured like you guys have figured that out. You continue to figure out different ways. The example that I'm giving was you were playing, I think, an acoustic version of Autopilot as a tease. But to just put out the audio version of you performing Autopilot as a tease, it'd be dead in the water as far as reach. People aren't going to see it. So I had to start off with Fox talking about what you're about to do and then showcasing a small snippet of you guys performing Autopilot, right? So, and you can vape away. Is this an Enjoy? You do an Enjoy?
Enjoy.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
yeah.
You know, with Duddy from...
Yeah, I mean, and the thing is, if you want to like, you got to set goals for what you want to do. So if you want to, get bigger than Freddie Mercury's teeth and try and find a way to be successful, you really have to like map it out and see what you want to do. And I think it's such a shifting landscape for bands nowadays because it's everybody's finding their music on social media, and it's way harder as a band to get someone to care about 4 people and 4 individual stories than it is to get someone to care about artists. So that's why you see like individual people doing a lot better, like the Noah Kahns and the Zach Bryans, and they have phenomenal music.
Right.
Like having good music is the bare minimum, but you have to find a way to get people to care about you and like you. And I think that's been one of our successes so far. And we're just trying to be indubitable, trying to be inevitable. That's the goal.
Yeah. Yeah, and honestly, same. I relate and resonate with that a lot. And you're wrong. You're not wrong. 100%. People know you on a personal level. They're going to be more inclined to check out what you're providing on an artistic level, and then you have to back it up and have the goods. And the good news for you guys is you got the goods. It sounds good too, and you've been able to grow. So we're back here live on Rock 102.1 KFMA. That was Dexter and the Moonrocks. She Likes Girls. And this is a song that was released like 2 years ago. And Dexter and the Moonrocks essentially started off with just one song as far as putting it out there. From Abilene, Texas. Are you guys a pandemic band? Like, did this all start coming about once the world shut down?
Yeah, I would say so. We were gigging quite a bit before that, but it was like 3 people in a smoky bar and, 3-4 hour sets. But when the pandemic hit, that's when we really started to kick it into gear.
And started recording and really started coming. Was it like a conscious game plan of how you were going to approach, or was it something you were just kind of throwing stuff against the wall to see what stuck?
Well, we started recording things ourselves, and we didn't have to pay to release anything, and that was the real game changer.
Yeah.
And Couch, actually, we didn't even plan on releasing that. It wasn't a finished song. I personally didn't want it released. Thankfully, them two did.
Yeah.
And it ended up working out. That's the exact same Couch you hear.
So the Ryans fought you on this, and
Ryan and Ty did.
I wasn't even in the band when they because Ryan did the drums on Couch on a piano, on a MIDI piano. So those aren't real drums. Yeah, and none of the drums on our songs except Birds and the Bees, because it's the first one we actually did in a studio, are like real drums. It's all an electric drum kit that we plugged into what's called like Aspire Studio. It looks like an Amazon Alexa.
Besides the EP.
Yeah, the EP. Oh yeah, the EP is but
yeah, this is insane. So how fast, because I'm looking at your Spotify numbers and they're through the roof. You got like 500,000 monthly listeners, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is without a big money push behind. It's essentially just grassrooting it through Spotify. And you're telling me that the majority of your releases up to your latest single, Birds and Bees, was basically demos?
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's insane. So when you release something like Couch, and when did you start seeing it gain momentum and grow?
I think it was beginning to get used on TikTok, on Car Talk specifically.
Okay.
Yeah. People would post a video of like their car in the sunset, and Couch would, just that riff would be playing in the background.
Yeah.
And people kept using that, and that was like the initial spark.
Now, did you do anything to make sure your music was available and licensed on TikTok, or is that something once you put it on Spotify, essentially anyone could grab? I'm old, so speak to me like I'm not.
You just click a button on DistroKid, which is what we use, which is just that's literally it. You just click a button and it shows up on TikTok, and then you can pick you have to pick a minute segment of it, or you can upload a sound yourself, kind of a thing. I mean, it depends. But that's really all you have to do. It's pretty easy if you want to do it. It's just you have to learn how.
Right. Yeah, and then I mean, it's something that you can't even plan. Then that people are going to gravitate to, a lick of yours, and then start playing on the videos. So you can thank TikTok for helping you kind of blow that up. That explains so much. I've seen the power of TikTok amongst bands, and growing in their popularity at a rapid pace, and not only just growing in popularity, having rabid fans because of it. And there was a band that I'm friends with that was around for over a decade and big in certain parts of the world, but never made it in America. And we're literally this close to just calling it a day. And then during pandemic, again, one of their songs started becoming viral. Next thing you know, they've consistently toured globally because of it, to sold out shows all over the place, and have a whole new generation of young fans. So the show tonight, is that all ages?
Yes, I believe it. I believe it should be all ages.
Yeah,
we're confirming.
We're confirming right now, but it's been really cool because we haven't had a song go super viral on TikTok. Like we've had videos go viral, but we haven't had a viral sound. But still, our fans really gravitate and like us. They kind of treat us like how Dallas fans treat 2011 Dirk Nowitzki. With that regard of like, oh my gosh, like we love you guys. And so it's been really cool to see and to steadily grow and have people who will wear cowboy boots and like big belt buckles and cowboy hats come to the same show as people with split dyed hair and Doc Martens and dressed in all black and painted fingernails. So
been cool. It's country enough to appease the country fans, but it's rock enough for everybody else. And that's essentially the sound that is Dexter and the Moonrocks happening tonight at Club Encore. We're gonna go down the rabbit hole in our social media on the podcast broadcast. You can join us youtube.com/beefvegan. We'll have the boys play a game against each other here coming up next, and we'll get ready for a live in studio performance. All that and more coming up. So keep it right here. It's Rock 102.1 KFMA.
Heck yeah.
Clear.
You're a professional, a consummate professional.
Fucking
the way you can just
I know, going back and forth, dude. Fluidity.
It's nice when
Fluidity.
you swear first, because then I know we can swear. Like when
That's
I'm
the
just
reason.
not even gonna attempt it, but it's nice when that happens, because it's like,
Well, that's why I
we
do
can-
it.
we can-
Yeah.
I can kind of unpucker a little bit and make sure I don't just drop an F-bomb on FCC airways.
Well, I'll tell you this to make you feel a little bit better and stuff on this is I do have a dump button. So when the first F-bomb goes, I can dump it out. So catch it. So it doesn't go on the FM side. Just don't follow it up with the shit fuck shit.
Got it.
Right?
Okay, got it. Got it. Okay, that's good.
That's it.
good to know.
That's good to know.
That's very good to know.
Let's see. I had my engineers come in, just set up this monitor today, but unfortunately I don't have it set up to a computer, or you'd be able to see some of the stuff that I'm pulling up on the stream as well. But I do want to share your social media again. And share this here. Because again, I also just enjoyed them. Thoroughly entertained by your your social media presence and your videos. You did a live stream because you had to cancel a show in California not too long ago.
3 shows.
That looked at 3 shows, which is a bummer.
That was I can swear on this, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
That was a shit show. Just trying to, because the mixer you have right here, the Pro FX10.
Yeah.
We have literally this mixer, and you can go out of the USB port and into your iPhone and get direct iPhone quality, like you're listening through headphones. So it's phenomenal if you want to live stream.
Yeah.
So we upgraded, bought a new mixer, and we were like, surely it'll be the same thing. And that mixer was like, you're a fucking idiot, and I hate you. And so we had to sit down for 5 hours, and we couldn't figure it out. And eventually we had to go onto OBS and stream it off OBS, which is a streaming, like a second party thing. And we couldn't do it on TikTok. So we just did it off the mic on my phone, and it just said, for better audio, click this link. And that was it. But
that's good. That gets me excited about that mixer, because I have not had a chance to test it out yet. That was just recently put in for Daughtry. I had to have Daughtry in studio for my engineers to do shit around here.
Oh, nice.
And we still didn't even use it. Now, I don't necessarily enjoy the audio quality of, just my regular radio setup, but then I mix it in post-production when I clip together the videos, and I splash a tiny bit of reverb and a couple of little magical things, and then boom. But I am interested to see how it sounds direct going into that board and mixing it up. Should be pretty good. It was cool to see. We did a live stream out in Michigan with it in the woods before he got sick, and we had to give him a steroid shot. Yeah.
And we found out he's allergic to
it.
pine trees.
Did you get it right away and just be like, "Whoa, let's go"?
Yeah, dude, it was rough.
He was like Captain America afterwards.
Now, this is essentially the first time you guys are going out of market and going to markets for the first time. The way that you're doing an Arizona tour, I think, is very clever in a way where you're just like, hey, it's first time to Arizona. How do we do a temperature gauge in every market? Let's do Tucson, Phoenix, and Flagstaff, one run, boom, 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 and then back to Texas. I think that's a very clever way to route. And you're playing Encore tonight, which is a big room, and then you're playing Marquee tomorrow night or the following night, and then I think actually you did fuck up once, because you went to you go from Tucson to Flagstaff
and then back to Phoenix. And then back down.
Right. So I'm like, well, that's a little messed up, but you are going to be playing Marquee Theater on a Saturday. That's great. And then the Orpheum Theater in Flagstaff, another big room, classic venue. I lived in Flagstaff as well. I'm familiar with all 3 of those venues very well. And they all have a little bit of historical value to them. But again, first time that you're playing in Tucson, Flagstaff, and Phoenix on this run. Yeah. So, you're when you've gone out to these markets for the first time after just kind of living online, are people coming out rabid? You seeing the draw?
Surprisingly, I get surprised every single show.
Yeah.
Like every time a lot of people show up, I'm like, oh, cool, we got lucky. We'll see how it happens next time. And it's just, I can't believe it. But shout out to our team and everybody who books for us.
Yeah, because these aren't small rooms to start off and break into markets with, right? Usually a small room is 250 people or even 500, right? That's even a mid. And then you're essentially doing rooms that are 1,500 to 2,000, and right off the bat, which again, it's these promoters are booking it. They're putting their money on the line. They believe it, and it says a lot. So
thank you.
Yeah, that's huge. And again, it was all because of something that I don't even know if you necessarily planned. You're just like, let's release this demo on Spotify. And then you're like, what the fuck is happening?
No, it's been trippy for sure. And then it's kind of just, you know, and we have to do it that way because we don't know what the markets look like, kind of just because we're going everywhere for the first time. This is our like 38th show ever selling tickets to.
Yeah.
We've only been selling tickets since January of this year. We sold tickets once in September. It was an off thing, but of last year. But yeah, really only been selling like consistently since January of this year. And it's kind of just like, you don't know what you got until you just show up. And sometimes it's like, oh, we're in Omaha, Nebraska, and 400 people are going to be here in a, 500 person room. And it's like, oh, cool. That's why Omaha, Nebraska, but it's cool.
Yeah.
And it's very fun. And I think same thing's going to happen in, Tucson, Flagstaff, and Phoenix.
Yeah. And you just announced an East Coast run as well.
Yes. I think that's going to be our biggest one.
Yeah. Well, your numbers based off of like who's streaming you, right? You see your analytics and stuff.
Yes.
So you see which markets are kind of gravitating. And the East Coast, liking country grunge the most? Are you for real? Like that? That's the fan base right there?
Well, I think it's kind of like how, I think it has to do with the fact that we're less like country grunge is the style of music we play, but it's more about like we're making just an identity. And I think that identity has to do with like blue collar, hardworking, like just people who feel misunderstood, who, you're too country for rock, but you're too rock for country kind of thing. And you see that a lot in the East Coast. And I think also it's because we've hit the East Coast last. Yeah. So they're just like, hey, assholes, where you been? Where you been? Come, like, let's go party.
Right. So, I'm excited for you guys.
Thank you.
And honestly, I think the timing is good too, because it seems like I was just saying this to an Austin, Texas artist who just was in last week, Austin Mead.
Yeah.
Austin.
He's awesome.
Yeah, so he was in studio, fantastic talent as well. And, I'm like, I know that he's been road dogging for a long time before, starting to get some recognition.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah. And he constantly debates with himself internally whether he is like behind the times or ahead of the times, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I had to reassure him. I'm like, I think you're in the right place at the right time right now. As far as radio music's concerned, we play Hardy, we play Jelly Roll. These are artists that are essentially embraced by country radio and country fans and rock fans alike. So that hybrid of country rock is honestly, it's kind of like the thing right now. So it doesn't surprise me that people all over the country are gravitating towards the sound of your guys' band as well. Same kind of thing.
I think like, behind the times, ahead of the times, I think, it's possible that it could be both, because rock music is making a comeback when it was super popular here, and now it's kind of heading in that direction again. So I think it's possible to be behind and ahead of the time.
Yeah, absolutely. To still have that kind of vintage like soul, but still pushing it forward, which it is. And I'm all for guitar rock. Like, continue to give me live bands, live everything, and that's the gospel experience in my mind, the goosebump moments and stuff. And these EDM kids will figure it out someday.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll tell you what. Yeah, I want to get you set up here, because I'm gonna play another song of yours.
Awesome. Thank you.
But I'll do that here a little bit later. I want to get a live performance set up. So I want to get you set up in the mixer. And while we're getting you set up, I'll play a clip that I recorded from earlier this day. And then we'll have more with Dexter and The Moonrocks right after this. So we're going to do a sound check, live performance for the first time, electric, going into my mixer next with Dexter and The Moonrocks. So keep it right here. And then earlier this morning or yesterday morning, I don't know, we talked shit about Jada Pinkett. Went a little something like this. Scientology is a weird religion, man. What's the headline that you read there, Rico?
Because of all the crazy things happening in the world right now, there's something very important.
Well,
Jada Pinkett Smith reveals she was separated from Will Smith for 6 years before the Oscar slap.
Yeah, dude.
Whoa.
This actually upsets me for Chris Rock. So when you bring this up, they were separated, right? So Chris Rock is going to come across this headline and be like, well, then why the hell was I slapped? Right? Like the whole argument for Will Smith was keep my wife's name out your mouth. For 6 years, she technically is not even your wife, bro. Like, you're not even together with her.
It's complicated, huh?
No, and that's the thing. It's like, did it get her back? Is she with Will Smith now because of it? How many people does he have to abuse for Jada Pinkett Smith to jump back on board and be like, okay, you're worthy again? I don't know.
We can try this for a month.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the public opinion of Jada Pinkett Smith and Will Smith has been on the downside for quite some time. An odd couple for sure, but I mean, this is even more to where I actually am genuinely kind of like outraged at the fact that they weren't together for 6 years before this Oscar slap, because it seemed like it was much ado about nothing. Not only was that joke like really a non-offensive joke, and Will Smith's reaction, an overreaction to the T. But at the same time, he didn't even go home and like sleep with her. Like, what was the point?
So you think this is like a weird revenge thing where they're trying to take the wind out of his sails? They're like, let's get back at Chris.
No,
We weren't even together.
no, yeah, I don't even know. I mean, honestly, I can't even speculate what was going through his head. But that's something that I guess a guy who is having sex with his beautiful wife on the regular isn't as upset as Will Smith was that night, on the night of his life, mind you. Like, this was the night he finally won an Oscar. I mean, he ruined a lot of stuff over this, and it wasn't even his wife for 6 years. This is a woman who was publicly having an affair with her son's like friend, and the whole thing is just a hot mess. That's not only that. All right, let's switch gears from one hot mess to another. I came across a story yesterday talking about Elon Musk threatened Warner Brothers to go full scorched earth if they fired Amber Heard from Aquaman 2. Did you see this?
He's defending her?
Yeah, dude. And this is a situation where Elon Musk and Amber Heard had a little tryst, right? There was a secret relationship for a little bit of time.
She did all of his nerdy things.
Right, exactly. She dressed up in cosplay, and she got upset at Elon for even leaking that image out and kind of bragging the fact that he made her dress up in cosplay for his like sexual gratification. Odd stuff, right? Well, it doesn't stop there. Now there's allegations going up against Jason Momoa, the lead of Aquaman 2, from Amber Heard. She is accusing him of dressing up like Johnny Depp and showing up drunk on set to Aquaman 2, wearing a bunch of rings and essentially emulating Johnny, which...
To be fair, isn't that what Jason looked like all the time too, though?
That's what his management team said.
Like,
That's
come on.
in a public statement by his publicist and manager. They said Jason has always had a bohemian style. That's a quote, right? So to say that he is now emulating Johnny Depp is laughable. But at the same time, like as far as big blockbusters are concerned, dressing up like a pirate and showing up to work drunk means it's going to be a hit. He's going to do fantastic,
Basically.
Yeah, so I guess it's This Week in Crazy. I mean, both of these women are not looking too great in the public eye based off of these latest revelations. So there you have it. Just wanted to share that information with you. Let's hit the reset. We have tickets to give away for Terror in the Corn. Coming up next on B-Figure Presents. Yeah, I guess I could have gave those tickets out today, but I did not. That's right. We'll double up tomorrow. We got Dexter and The Moonrocks in studio, and I'm going to test out our secondary mixer for the very first time. I'm excited about this. Ryan, let me hear some licks. Let's see some audio and make sure I'm on the right channel. Here, that's good. You know what? I'm going to turn, let me turn you up in the main here on this mixer if you can, Fox. Yeah, turn that up and
Check 1 2. Hey.
let's see. All right, keep turning it up as we're doing a sound check here. Yeah, keep going hotter there. There you go. There you go.
Sound check on the radio.
Yeah, how's that sound, guys? I want to see it in the comments. You can hear that guitar loud and clear. And well, I'm hoping that it's like the perfect setup. Now, the guitar that we're using is not theirs. We actually grabbed one of the autographed guitars in the back.
This is ours.
Oh, that is yours.
No, that's
Oh,
ours.
yeah. Oh, sorry.
We picked up ours.
Okay, good. Yeah, that autographed guitar was shit, right? Yeah. It's okay.
No comment.
Yeah,
No comment.
They're not gonna like hand something good, over to autograph. We're gonna give them some kind of $100 guitar to sign. So, all right, Manny says it sounds good. Good. Okay, good. I'm excited about this. In fact, actually, we could start and then we'll fade into the FM side with this live in-studio performance. And I think a part of the reason why Dexter and The Moonrocks has continued to grow so rapidly is just because there's no necessarily bells and whistles, smoke and mirrors, I should say. Down to the core, there's just a lot of talent here, and live, I think people realize that almost immediately. And the fact that their demos are the ones that are doing so well, and that's without having any kind of like big producer coming in and putting some lipstick on shit, right? It's just like, hey, here's who we are, as organic as can be, and it's resonating and connecting with audiences all over the country and the world. And I'm very excited to introduce you guys here for the very first time live on the podcast broadcast. We got Dexter and The Moonrocks. You guys ready?
Yes, sir.
What's the song that you're going to sing for us?
Birds and the Bees.
Birds and the Bees. All right, let's get into it. This is a single that you actually recently just released.
Yep.
I love it. Let's hear the acoustic version of Birds and the Bees and Rock 1 2.1 KFMA.
Well, I've been thinking about you, me, the birds and the bees. Oh, how they're going extinct, and I've been praying to a God that I can't see. Do I believe in all these things you said to me? I can't sleep. Oh, you're a coding daydream. I've been slowly killing myself over words meant for someone else, and I feel like I am out of touch. Your breath is filling me up. Well, I've been thinking about you, me, the birds and the bees. How they're going extinct, and I've been praying to a God that I can't see. Do I believe in all these things you said to me? Oh, I can't sleep. Oh, you're a coding daydream. Da 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 da. Oh, oh, da da da. Da 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 da. Da da da. Da 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 da. Oh, oh, da da da. Da 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 da. Well, I've been thinking about you, me, the birds and the bees. How they're going extinct, and I've been praying to a God that I can't see. Do I believe in all these things you said to me? Well, I can't sleep. Ooh, you're a coding daydream.
Yes, that's why I F with Dexter and The Moonrocks performing tonight at Club Encore. We'll have a couple names to add to their guest list, keeping the conversation moving on the podcast broadcast. Join us there, but on the FM side, when we return, my single song takeover is going to be new music from Dexter and The Moonrocks that's not released yet. It's called Autopilot, and it's going to be a world debut. That's coming up next on Rock 102.1 KFMA, so don't go away.
Heck yeah.
Clear. Excellent job. Made it clean.
Heck
Clean. Yeah, dude.
That plugs into
Couple voice cracks. We're good.
Hey, no, that was
Makes
good,
it raw.
dude. Yeah, it makes it raw. And I think it's going to make my edit super easy. I don't even think I'll have to do any bells and whistles depending on how the audio went in straight to that. But that mixer, that was not too bad. Good stuff.
Yeah,
You
that
got
was
the
fun.
comments coming here. Yep. And let's see. Yeah. See, and it's great. That's what I love about acoustic performances because, again, you can't hide behind anything.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's fantastic. So, Codeine Daydream, did you put that in there? Is that,
Yeah.
am I saying that right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. What did you mean by that?
This man's never done coding in his life.
Yeah.
So actually, I wrote that, and it was about just a myriad of like people in my life at that time, and it started out I've been thinking about you, me, the birds, and the bees, and how they're going extinct was separate, and then I had this idea for Nicotine Nightmare was kind of where it started. And that was so it started as like your nicotine nightmare was that, and then I really liked I've been thinking about you, me, the birds, and the bees, and birds and the bees rhymes with daydream, and so I was like, oh, nicotine daydream, and then I was like, that's too close to cigarette daydreams by Cage the Elephant.
Right.
We're talking lawsuits.
Yeah,
We're
so I was
talking
like,
lawsuits, son.
and so then it was just like, all right, codeine daydream, because that was just the thinking
Because
behind
Cage
that.
the Elephant didn't do.
That's right.
Cage the Elephant didn't do that one. So it's funny though, because a lot of people think that's a love song.
And it's not. I mean, it's birds and bees, right? So birds and the bees, it's stereotypically, men and women.
Yeah. But it's how they're going extinct,
Yeah.
and how we're not.
So
it's
are men and
interesting.
women.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's very, very interesting. Just the different takes on that. But it was really cool because when I gave that to Ryan, it was the most. Are we on the podcast?
Yeah, we're on the podcast.
Okay, not the FM.
Yeah, not the
Cool.
FM.
It was the most piece of shit guitar I've ever. It was, and he fixed it and made it beautiful. And James just did a way better job with the melody than I could have ever hoped. Because I can't sing. If I could, I'd still be a drummer. But just
So
they killed it.
But when you wrote it, right? So you're writing it almost like structured. But can you hear the notes and the harmonies in your head when you're writing it, Fox? Or are you just kind of writing it as like poetry and rhythmically putting the words together?
Yeah, I write a lot of like poems that then I'm like, I don't know any, and then I'll just give it to James, and then James is like, well, this is how it should sound, and James does a phenomenal job writing his own songs in his own right, and he's a way better songwriter than me.
I just like the collaboration aspect of it, and that's how it should be, right? So
I mean, that's every song that we do. We all collaborate. We all
Yeah.
bring something to the table, no matter who's writing the words
Exactly.
or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah.
nice. And then when he presented these lyrics to you, did you hear the harmony when you were reading the words, or do you have to wait
Yeah.
until Ryan came up with kind of the licks?
I mean, we just tried it, and that's the melody that came out, and
Yeah.
it worked immediately.
Because I
Nice.
had the chords, I had the
Yeah.
chords, and I had like a basic riff, so there was like a melody structure. But then Ryan, I think you looked at me and you were just like, I don't know how you physically played this riff.
Yeah, it wasn't like a horrible riff or anything. It was just unplayable. I mean, I physically couldn't figure it out. So I just made it my way, which is way easier.
It's way better. It's
Yeah,
so much
okay.
better. It's so much better his way.
I can actually play it.
Yeah.
yeah. So what did you? I mean, do you play guitar, Fox? Well, when you say like that, I'm gonna say no.
No, he
Yeah.
can play the guitar.
I
He can play the guitar.
It's passable.
Yeah.
Like it's not bad. Like if you stuck me, and you were like, you have to play rhythm, I think I could do it. But it's,
Back in the day when we first got him, we would do this bit where
terrible.
me and him would switch. So I'd play drums and he would play lead on like some covers and stuff. He's got some chops.
Okay. Yeah, but what was it about that was so like unplayable? Was it just the way? Did you write the notes down or did you play it?
It was weird. So I have a loop pedal.
Okay.
And so because I can't sing and play guitar, I can't find a melody, and to save my fucking life. And so I would put it over a loop pedal, and the way it was just in drop D, and the way I played it, I was like reaching like over 5 frets to get another note with my pinky, and
Right.
it wasn't like Ryan could play it.
It was like
easily.
he was
Ryan's the
making it
greatest
harder
guitar
than
player
it
of all
needed to
time.
be.
Yeah.
It was just
I don't know.
awkward and it was uncomfortable, and it was just like, what is happening right now? So,
Right. So like it's something that you could play easily if you had 6 fingers, but to
Yes.
the fact
Right.
that you only
Yeah.
have 5 and you're not all over the board there. I can see that sometimes when you're like say writing notes and you're composing that way, and then you try to do the physical aspect of it and you're like, oh fuck no.
Well,
It's not physically possible.
I think it's more just like I'm just a dumb idiot that doesn't realize that and I don't know notes, but let's hypothetically say the B that I'm trying to reach on the D string also exists on the G string and on the same fret. And it would just be easier to go to that note than to go 7 frets down, and I don't realize that. And so that's where Ryan comes in.
Nice. Now again, this is you guys are a band that you were playing beforehand, but then really just came together during pandemic and started releasing songs and blowing up from there. And was the game plan always to release EPs and singles, kind of do it that way because it's modern and people are all about consumption?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think it was more so just people nowadays don't have the attention span that they did because of all the accessibility and stuff like that. And so releasing a single a month is just a good way to keep people engaged.
yeah.
So we did that for a while.
It's
I agree. Now, do you think all those, if you piece them together and put them in track listing order, do they make up a great album? Does
Yeah,
it capture?
I think so.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
I think so.
oh yeah. The stuff we have in store too. I mean, it's gonna be crazy. I mean, it's gonna make you want to go drink a Bang Energy and run through a wall.
Bang energy.
Yeah,
Not a sponsor.
sponsored
Not a
by
sponsor.
oh, not yet.
One
Not
day.
yet. I mean, after
We're
they see
fighting
this
for it,
clip
dude.
all
We're
over.
fighting for it.
Liquid Death too. Yeah, Liquid. Yeah.
Everyone's
Oh.
sponsored by Liquid Death.
Oh yeah, almost everybody. I drank Liquid Death on this stream for the first like 6 months and couldn't even get a case. Like, all right, fuck you guys. I'm gonna,
Fair.
yeah,
Hey,
exactly.
respect.
Yeah.
Not a bad sponsor.
No, it's a great sponsor if you can get them to pay
Y'all
for
were
it.
drinking from the fleshlight?
Yeah, I drink from the flashlight.
yeah.
I drink milkshakes from the flashlight. It's a whole thing, I'll show you later. Yeah, we're gonna do this debut of the single on the FM side, and I'll throw in a
Okay.
couple. How many names are we gonna throw on the guest list? Barrett?
What do you
What are
want?
we looking? What are we
Oh,
looking
I
at?
think it's
Up to 10. Oh yeah, we'll see what we can do. It's
Okay.
Thursday night, so we'll see.
Cool.
I'll throw it out there, and while we're playing the song, give me some time to write down some names. If you guys on the stream, if you guys want to check out the show tonight at Club Encore, we'll put you on the guest list. So just say you're
Okay.
in. I see your names, and then I'll put you on the guest list. I'll pass it along. Held Out's going to be opening up that show. There are boys. They don't necessarily fit musically. They're good. They rock, and they put on a great show. But I had him in yesterday, to help add some, just
Awesome.
added plugs. But I told him straight up, I was like, why the fuck are you on this show? Like there's a buddy of mine who goes by Wheelwright.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 Jared, you know Jared in the
know
mill.
him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he'd be fantastic on the
Yeah.
Bills. Is he playing in Tempe with you?
No. I think he was man, he's reached he follows us and we've talked
Yeah, he's reached
before.
out.
He's a very cool dude. It's just more we had a consistent guy named Mitchell Ferguson, shameless plug. Go
Shout
listen
out
to
Mitchell
everything
Ferguson.
that Mitchell
He is
Ferguson
put out
puts
a new
out.
album.
He is
Shameless plug.
incredible.
Okay.
Go listen to all of his shit.
Yeah.
And we kind of just took this as a break, and so we were looking for just cool people around the area, and I think that's what the venue gave us was those guys. And we don't really care about musical fit, more as like you're gonna put on a good show.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
what we care about.
Yeah, and Held Out's going to put on a good show.
Yeah.
I mean, they're good on any show, but but so is Wheelwright. Do you get a chance, go down the rabbit hole there? I think it's
Deal.
like-minded in a way, and you'll really dig them. It used to be Jared in the Mill, and they've been touring, and we're all over the place for years. Phoenix artist and friend of mine. He's a good
Oh,
dude.
cool. Awesome.
All right, we're back here on the Rock 102.1 side. Here's what we're going to do. I got to debut a brand new single, a single that Dexter and The Moonrocks has been teasing about dropping, and they are going to drop it online to their 500,000 a month of subscribers on Spotify. But Tucson will get to hear this song before everybody else. And if you're not doing anything tonight and you want to check out Dexter and The Moonrocks live, I got a few names I could add to the list. So while I play this song, if you're digging into 600 KFMA, 600-5362, I'll throw you on the list, and we'll see you tonight at Encore when Dexter and The Moonrocks plays with Held Out. Doors open, I think, around 7 on that. Yeah. All right, so let's get into this. real quick, give me a quick introduction of Autopilot and what's it about. Who wrote that? Did you write this, James?
I wrote that one.
Okay.
It was just kind of about the period of, that point in time, what I was going through, and just feeling like you're living the same day over and over again.
Yeah.
Nothing super complicated.
Yeah. All right.
Just
I
some
love
sad boy energy. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
You're going to hit you in the face with sad boy energy. It's a world debut. Autopilot from Dexter and The Moonrocks and Rock 1 2.1. Here's your single song takeover. Turn it up. Clear. All right. And as we do that, and I get some, I'm going to rock this through my speakers and play a clip from earlier. We'll be back with your beef tip and more with Dexter and Moonrocks right after this. Comment if you want to add it. Nick, I see you. I'll put you on the list. And if you want to go tonight, then all you have to do is comment, let me know, and I'll answer some phone calls here as well. Let's see. We did the 5-star. We did here's a F My Life in case you missed it. Check it out.
Cool.
Right away.
I promise we won't embarrass you.
Because Beef Vegan presents F My Life. F My Life. F My Life.
Yes, it's time for another edition of Your F My Life. These are unfortunate situations. Email to me at beefvegan@kfma.com, subject line FML. But of course, if you have an F My Life you care to share on the air, you can give us a call right now, 600 KFMA. That's 600-5362. And if Rico and I agree your life is F, we'll hook you up with a $20 gift certificate to Tucson Games and Gadgets, good for any of their 3 locations: Park Place Mall, Tucson Mall, and the Outlet Mall. You ready, Rico?
Yes, sir.
All right, first email. Like I said, these starts off with a doozy, ends with a doozy. A lot of doozies in these F My Lives. First one was anonymous, though. Okay, he said, "Beef, the hooker I've been seeing regularly for almost a year just texted me to say she thinks we should no longer see each other again. I just got dumped by a hooker." Jeez. This is why he wanted to be anonymous, which I respect your wishes. At the same time, dear Lord,
That's bottom of the barrel.
how creepy you got to be to like the woman who's collecting your money and stuff. Like, you know what? I don't need your money anymore. That's not great. That's not great.
And I would say he has more choices, but like word spreads faster than diseases with them too. So
Yeah, it's true.
careful.
Here, I'm going to assume this, Anon. Let's just say that she's turning her life around and found love, like a la Pretty Woman style.
That always happens.
Yeah. So she's getting out of the business because she found a rich guy to get her out of the business, right? So that's why. So don't take it so personally, okay? All right, let's move forward. All right, Shay sent me this email. She said, I was rushed to the urgent care after suddenly developing a dark spot in my vision of one of my eyes. Long story short, I paid $110 for a doctor to remove an eyelash.
Big baby.
Big baby, that's $110.
Yeah,
dude.
but it could have been worse.
Yeah, I guess.
Let's look on the bright side.
All right.
Literally.
Yeah, well, I would say we'll agree to disagree on this one. I would say F My Life just because what a like inconvenience, pain in the ass. It's like a couple hours wasted and $110 just for something as silly as an eyelash in your eye. But we'll agree to disagree and move forward. Kevin sent me this email, beefvegan@kfma.com. He said, Beef, today I couldn't find my phone. Worried that I accidentally threw it in the trash, I emptied out all the bins and searched the garbage. An hour later, my daughter said she found it by the bathroom sink.
Yep.
Yeah, you knew that was going to happen, right?
F My Life.
Yeah, it is an F My Life, especially you going through that much effort and digging through trash and nonsense. Too bad that he didn't lose it during the national like warning thing. What is it? The FEMA?
That message that went out?
Yeah.
That'd been
There you go.
That would've
Autopilot
been
by
ideal.
Dexter and The Moonrocks. You want to hang out with us tonight at Encore? Got a couple names to add to the list. Dexter KFMA, 605-362.
All right,
Call
two
now
more
if you're
left.
the first few. We'll get you on there. We'll be back with your beef tip. Yesterday, my boyfriend asked me if I wear makeup much. Expecting him to say something about my natural beauty, I replied with an honest no. He smiled softly, gently squeezed my shoulder, and said, maybe you should. Oof. Yeah, that's rough. F My Life for Taylor?
Sure, that's horrible.
Yeah. I'm sure you're a natural beauty, Taylor. So don't take it to heart too much, but definitely F My Life.
I'll compliment you.
Yeah.
I'll take you to a nice lobster dinner.
Final, no. I got to go on the record and say, no, I can't afford that. All right, a final F My Life for the day. This one literally left my jaw dropped to the floor. And I feel for Patricia and this F My Life. She said, Beef, I once walked in on my fiance having a threesome with my brother and his husband.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, the wedding was supposed to be the following week, and a lot of it was non-refundable. Yeah, you heard correct. Patricia's fiance was having a threesome with her brother and his husband, stacking up like Legos.
What in a Game of Thrones orgy is this?
Yeah. So it goes without saying, right? F my life.
Big F my life.
Yeah. All the way across. So keep those emails coming. Beefing to KFMA.com. Let's hit that reset. Back on the podcast here. All right, there we go. Getting some names here on the list. Nick, you're in as well. Any other streamers, if you're going to jump on the list, let me know, and I'll get you on the list, and we'll see you out there tonight. I actually pre-recorded my first 2 hours of the show tomorrow morning because Rico can't make it in, and I'm sure, Rico, what are you doing tonight? You coming? Because, yeah. All right. So
yeah, get up on there.
Yeah,
What do you? Yeah, hey, you better. What are you gonna do? Sit at home and just watch the TLC channel? Come on. A lot of anime. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, it's anime porn night. But, if you get done soon enough, then you could go check out Held Out and Dexter and The Moonrocks. And, it's a Thursday night show, so it won't be too late. I'll be out there. And it takes a lot for me to go out on a weeknight, man, because I wake up butt crack early, dude.
Sure.
And, but like I said, I got the first 2 hours of tomorrow's show pre-recorded, ready to go, so I can sleep in a little bit before I hang out with Drowning Pool and Saliva, which leads to this question. Both those bands, their lead singer died, and they carried on. So what markets are you going to tour for the first time after James kicks the bucket?
Yeah, exactly.
I think we're gonna go to Paris, Texas. And go to the Eiffel Tower.
Is there an Eiffel Tower in Paris, Texas?
Yes, there is.
There is, really?
Yeah,
and we're gonna do a concert in front of the Paris, Texas Eiffel Tower while Bolt the animated movie plays behind us, and we're just gonna play the soundtrack for Bolt the animated movie.
Nice.
That's our plan.
I don't know much about Aberdeen, except I know that King of the Hill is loosely based on that. Is that right?
Well, fun fact.
Yeah, give me the fun facts.
It's Abilene, Texas.
Oh, Abilene. Okay.
We're just like, well, we're here, so.
Yeah, no. You have to correct me. I say things wrong all the time. It's on brand, so you're good.
Cool.
So Abilene.
Close enough.
That's
fine.
So is it not kind of loosely based, or King of the Hill loosely based on that and something else, right?
I think it's West Texas in general.
Yeah.
Right.
Like if you went to like Abilene, Lubbock, Midland, Odessa, am I missing any of the West Texas?
No, none of them are worth mentioning, to be honest with you.
Yeah, if you went to any of those, that's where the vibe is.
What are you doing? I'm doing that because I already have a shot on James, and the second shot was for Fox, so you kept moving it back.
Hello.
But yeah, all right, you're in. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just
ugly ass.
Like I know what I'm doing here. I'm looking at the screen.
You're not my dad.
You just move it purposely. Like, what do you think I'm reaching over for? All right. Oh, it's all switching on its own now. All right. So tell me something about, like, if I was to tour through your neck of the woods, what do I need to know about the West Texas
First of
culture?
all, don't.
Yeah.
First of all, do not do that.
Okay, yeah, I'm a dead man walking.
Yeah, well, it's just nothing going on in Abilene.
It's a whole lot of nothing.
Shout out Abilene, kind of, not really.
No,
Yeah.
don't go to Abilene. Don't go to Abilene.
Yeah, so it's a whole lot of nothing, all just surrounded there. So there's that. Just it's got to be a breeding ground for creativity, then.
Exactly.
Yeah. What's the party scene like when you're like in high school and college? Like, is there a lot of just free land? Like we used to party in deserts here. Desert parties was the way to go in Arizona. So you just go out into a patch of desert.
Yeah, I always had like a buddy that lived on a ranch that their parents didn't give a shit what we did, So that was like
ranch parties,
30 kids out there, and ranch parties.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, so still in a barn and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So have you ever hooked up in a barn?
No comment.
Okay, I would say that. Hey, barn fucking.
Yeah, I think.
No, I don't really fuck with horses like that.
No.
I
Whores in barns.
Whores. That's what I said.
Yeah. All right, we're getting back on the FM side. So no cursing at this point in time. It's Rock 102.1 KFMA. We're going to wrap things up here on the FM side, but I'd like to thank our in-studio guests, Dexter and The Moonrocks. Not only are they fantastic musicians who you can see live tonight, but also their social media game is on point and very entertaining. So remind everybody out there listening where they could find you, follow you, and continue to be a part of your fam.
Yeah, you can find us on all social media: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter,
MySpace,
TikTok, under at the _Moonrocks, or you just type in Dexter and the Moonrocks. We're big enough now that we're the first result. That's not that big of a flex because no one else has named our name.
But
still pretty cool. You can also find us on MySpace, Google Drive, LinkedIn, your local AWOL channel.
Hit us up on dial-up.
We're still on dial-up.
I mean?
Yeah.
AIM. All those fun places you can go, still look us up. You won't find anything, but we're there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Still look us up.
Yeah.
All right. Well, don't forget tonight it's going down Held Out with Dexter and the Moonrocks at Encore. We'll see you out there. Till then, Robin Nash is up next. Thank you guys so much for listening. Enjoy the rest of your day. Drive safe, ride safe, and as always, rock local. Later.
Thank you.
When you wish
And we are clear.
on a side of beef,
That was awesome.
you
That was fun.
will
Thank
come and end to all your grief. But if you've been mean or kind of bad, I will knock out all your teeth.
Reading is fun. I like reading.